Hey, what is up here, guys? Really quickly, I'm gonna go into why I think Killer's just been fucking on the decline. And in my opinion, it's because Behavior doesn't know how to fucking handle Killer. Every time they release anything new, it's always either chase perks or slowdown perks, one of the two. Now, my biggest issue is, okay, like, here's your typical chase build, right? Let me see. I don't I don't like running slowdown, so I actually have no idea what killers have slowdown perks. Because running slowdown is the most just like a semi-example. Surge and Pain Res. Pain Res alone can win you a game when you're losing, so can Surge. It can just, if the survivors are near it, it can just non-stop digress a gen for fucking freebies. Keep in mind, it's immediate 8%, and then it's more because it degrades unless the survivor touches it. And usually if a killer is down a survivor right by a gen, they're gonna go look around and see if there's anyone else real quick. Okay, let's talk about this real quick, right? Man, I don't need 70,000 fucking slowdown perks to be able to play the fucking game. I didn't even notice Dead Man Switch, so there's even more. This has literally just become, if you're losing, equip more slowdown perks. That's not fucking enjoyable for anyone involved. Not even a little bit, man. And what happens is, because you're relying so heavily on these perks, is that you're getting harder games. In these harder games, you're getting more experienced survivors that were probably running you for hours, and because you're getting these more experienced survivors, your games are noticeably worse. Because your games are noticeably worse, you're going to equip more slowdown to make up for it until you're capped, and now you're just going against the only people who can ever go against it, a four-man comp team. Man, enjoy your sweaty ass games, brother. Not only does slowdown perks just stunt your growth in trying to learn the killer, once you have learned killer enough, you know what to do. For instance, if you're losing without slowdown perks, you just tunnel a guy out because that's all you got to do. There's no system in place, so therefore there's no real motivation to learn how to play any better. Literally, every time someone is at 4 gens and then they go down to and they have a guy on the hook and they choose to go after the other person and then they end up losing that match, it's literally just as I tell them, you play too nice. Your right play, instead of going for that fully healed person, is just to get the other person out. Because your best gen pressure in the entire game is a guy on the hook. Because that's two people guaranteed to not be able to do gens. Once they notice you're tunneling, usually where survivors will fuck up is they'll be too altruistic and try and help the person getting tunneled. And that's what sucks. I mean, you're playing with your friends, you want them to get out and have a good game, and they're getting tunneled. And then that's like that's again a fundamental flaw in the game. That's where it's starting to really kill my vibe. I don't want to play a fucking game to where every game is just a sweat fest, and I'm required to run the most sweatiest perks possible just because the other person is running the most sweatiest fucking perks possible. It's not fun, it's not enjoyable, no one wants to fucking deal with it. What could they do? Instead of having fucking every perk centered around fucking gen pressure, they need to add at least two more small objectives. For instance, right? You could have things that you need to interact with to turn on the generators. At least three on the map. They're completely separated across the map. Survivors need to turn them on, at least two of them. It takes 20 seconds to do so. You can move Corrupt Intervention to these things instead, or you can't interact with them, but instead it's not on a down that it turns off, it's on a hit. Once the killer gets a hit on a motherfucker, that's when these things turn off. You can interact with them, and it maybe not last it for 2 minutes. Either that or just nerf a lot of slowdown, bro. We don't need fucking 25% of a gen just because the killer downed a survivor. Like, I'm sorry, man. I want to play with my friends who don't play this game like it's their fucking religion. So when they go down back to back because the killer has fucking pop pain res, then I'm getting punished because I just wanted to vibe and play with my friends. Not every match needs to be a sweaty comp game. It's fucking boring. Either that, or if you don't want to add more objectives, limit the amount of slowdown perks. Categorize these perks. These are obviously slowdown perks. Certain things are generally chase perks. Other perks are just support perks, man. Limit how many of these perks you can have in your build, and you'll be good. If we do it that way, you could buff some of the shittier slowdown perks, like the Nanophobia. If we limit it to 1 or 2, you can buff this to be even like a. You can make this be a. What is this now, actually? 4, 2, 6. That'd be 20. You could make this be 30%, just if you buff that. You can even make it be 40% because it's so hard to get 4 injured survivors. Right? At least one person needs to be healed, or you just have to tank that. You can keep that at like 2, because the big payoff is all 4. Or, right? Maybe even raise it to like 5 per person. It just depends. But it needs to just kind of cap out at 40. That'd be insane if it wasn't. Like I said, it really depends. Like, there's so many ways it can go, but my biggest issue with Killer right now is, if I'm losing the game, I just tunnel a guy out, or I put slowdown on. What's the fun in that? I'm not growing, I'm not learning anything, I'm just equipping a perk because the game's so fundamentally stupid. Another big issue is map generation for certain killers. On the PTB, I tried a little bit of Trickster and a Kith, right? My buddy who played Trickster brought the OP add-ons and sent us to, we got Swamp. He didn't send us there. So Swamp is stupid, because you have no room, there's nothing to dodge his knives with. So if you get on the Swamp map, you're kind of fucked. The only thing you really have is main building. And because he's now 115, he just keeps up with you. So I tried it. And I got like the one map to where every fucking loop, I don't remember the exact map for the second game. I got the one map where every loop was a giant fucking wall. I couldn't throw over it. So I just got completely shafted. The next map, I kind of put on a map. It was the Fractured Cowshed. Some loops were kind of fucked up. There was maybe 1 or 3 loops. No, it was an Azrob's map. I got fucking Fractured Cowshed first. I put on... I don't remember what Azrob's map. I think it was the one with the big cabin. I put that on. Still got some loops I couldn't throw over, but I still got some loops I could throw over, and that was a way more balanced game. Who would have thought when I could actually throw over shit, I could actually play the fucking game as that killer? And again, map generation is a big issue. So not only am I losing due to RNG fucking me over, I'm losing because I didn't bring enough slowdown. That's never a fun feeling. And so my mind instantly goes, okay, well, I'll just bring a map offering, and then I'll just bring more slowdown. Not that, man, I should have played this better, or man, I should have played this better. And that's a bad place to be in. That shows that you are more focused on improving your build than just getting better at the game, you know? Like, for instance, if I'm playing, I'll use Barony as an example. It's just a little indie game to where you, it's very streamlined. Like, boulders will, if you don't keep an eye on the ceiling and you run into a boulder trap, you like instantly die. Cool. My objective is to fucking be better and look at the ceiling more. Not, man, I should have ran this or that, because there's nothing that's really going to save you from taking a shit ton of damage. So I'm going to look at the ceiling more and get better. I'm going to improve. I'm going to keep my eyes out more often. I'm not going to be a little gremlin and just run through everything. With this, I mean, it is like literally your best way to play is the most scummy, boringest, unintuitive piece of shit gameplay you can possibly fucking do, right? And then if you don't play like that, you're then going to get survivors who have had to deal with this, so they're going to play in the most boring, unfun, shitty way of playing you've ever seen. They have to run fucking gen speed perks and everything to counter you, so it's just a never-ending loop. We need to look at both sides. It's not just killer. Like, Survivor is also terrible too, but like, again, you can't nerf Survivor anymore. Survivor's already fucking hell to go through, because at any time the killer can just go, you're not allowed to play anymore, kick W. So like, can we stop with the back and forth of one side's overpowered? They're both fucking terrible. What are you smoking? They are both god-awful to play. I know this is probably just burnout talking, too, But like, let's be honest here, both are fucking giant pieces of dog dookie, and I want both sides fixed, man. I want to be able to play with my friends, right? And I just want to be able to enjoy playing with friends. If they notice that my friend is a weak link and they just get tunneled all game, well, now my friend didn't have fun. And they're probably just like, man, I really enjoyed the game I got to play. The killer's probably like, man, I really hate that I had to tunnel this guy out. That sucks. And it's just, and then everyone just argues an in game because the game so fucking still has so many issues that could just be fixed by adding either a different objective for other slowdown perks to go onto that would open up letting more perks into the game. There needs to actually be more systems in place for camping and tunneling. Like, they're strong, and they're a way of playing the game, but they shouldn't be nearly the only thing that people have to rely on. That's the issue, is that if people don't run slowdown, that's the only way you're really doing well. Because sometimes, no matter how well you play, those gens just fucking fly. And it's not enjoyable. That's been my TED Talk. I'm still taking a break from this game until February at least to play the new Persona 3 game. And then I'm gonna try and come back and see how my feelings are now. But like, I just wanted to stress that. Like, and again, right, these are extra objectives, right? You don't want to do anything after gens are popped, because that already has an object. They need to open a door. There's hatch. There's still things there. But before gens can be worked on, you could add something there. You can add a thing to where, like the Halloween event, that blue shit where the killer had no terror rate is. You can add a thing to where the same thing, when at a random point in the match, the entity teases its prey a little bit, and it changes the realm on the fly, where the killer now has no heartbeat for like 20 to 30 seconds, but they can't use any insta-down powers. Any powers that would insta-down a survivor is unusable. No chainsaws, no Oni dashes. Blight could still do its shit, which Blight is dumb anyway, but hey, hopefully hopefully Blight gets nerfed. But wouldn't that be fun? It would literally just be a horror game. In the moment the killer hits a survivor, the moment that happens, it goes back to normal. Therefore, the survivor isn't getting fucked, and they're just getting fucking absolutely jump scared. And again, you can make it to where survivors have no idea. It is that alone would make people piss themselves. I know people would bitch about it, but like, you just have to play every match like you're going against a fucking Myers, which at the same time is not the funnest. But like at the same time as well, like, at the end of the day, this is still a horror game, you know? Wouldn't that be neat? I mean, there's other things you can go with it, just like on-the-fly changes mid-match. I mean, I feel like that'd be way better than whatever we have now. You can add perks to influence the entity's realm changes and just everything, but I don't know, man. That's my ideas. And my feeling on Killer. Killer is literally just it's just a pain to play because I don't want to ruin another guy's experience just because gens are flying so fast that I can't fucking react to it. So what do you have to do? You put on slowdown. Well, if you put on slowdown, you're not learning the game, and two, some of the slowdown perks you can put on as killer is just so fucking oppressive that only a comp team is going to be able to go against you, or four survivors of equal skill to you. If you find that one weak link, then, well, hey, I mean, chances are those are just people wanting to play with your friends, and now you've ruined their whole fucking experience because that person literally just wanted to play with their friends. I fucking hate that, man. That is the worst feeling. That's what really pisses me off in this game more than anything when I play Survivor, is that I want to play with a friend. They don't know as much as the game about me, and they shouldn't because I have like 6,000 hours. I can't expect them to have that, and they just play the game for fun in their off time with their friends. But they're like, man, I fucking hate this game because every time I play this fucking game, I get tunneled out and it's just not fun. Well, no shit, you know? Fuck this game. That's it. Fuck this game. Bye.